New survey shows Missoula residents would support the idea of a tourism tax if the city could use the money to ease their own property tax burden. However, tourism industry leaders say the idea isn't as simple as that. The city of Missoula's first citizen survey in 7 years discovers residents are generally satisfied with their quality of life, but they are complaining about taxes. And a question asking whether people would support a local option sales tax on tourist services to ease the local tax bill is getting traction.
29% of people who said that they were neutral about the tax said that they would not be more supportive if it went to property taxes. But 71% of these folks who said that they were neutral to start with said that yes, they would be more supportive if they knew a significant portion of that went to property taxes.
But beyond the numbers, the local sales tax option is more complex. For one thing, Montana still caps the option for towns smaller than 5,500 people, and Mayor Engen says it would take legislative action to change that. New members of the council said the concept seems good, but they're not sure if Missoula gets enough tourists to make a local tax difference.
Because I know that some of these cities that have it, such as Whitefish, a lot of their services, police, fire, infrastructure, are used by tourists heavily in the wintertime, and we don't really have any huge draws in a particular season. And from what I've read, that we don't actually have as much demand for tourism as some of these other communities do.
However, industry leaders advise the council to use caution. Destination Missoula Executive Director Barb Nealon says tourism already contributes more than $275 million per year to Missoula's economy, with $15 million going to state and local taxes. That cuts each family's tax bill by more than $400. Plus, she warns it won't be just tourists paying the tax.
My concern is that we keep going back to the same well and asking the same people to continue to have the burden on their shoulders when it's a full industry, and it's not being looked at that. Because if you start telling people, oh, we're going to tax what you're eating, if you go out to a restaurant, you're going to pay the tax just the same as a visitor, then it doesn't become a visitor activity tax anymore.
Nealon is offering to brief the new council more fully on the tourism tax option as the city begins developing next year's budget.